Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Alone Together Pittsburgh, streaming at you live from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We are now embarking on week 50 of Alone Together Pittsburgh. Has been streaming at you. Episode 151. I don't even know what day of the week it is, day of the month it is. I guess it's February 24th, 2021, in case you've gotten confused with that like I have been. Thank you for joining us, welcoming us into your home and mobile devices. If it's your first time, welcome. We've been at this, like I said, for 50 weeks. We started right when the shelter-in-place order came down from the state, and we haven't stopped doing it. We do about 3 or 4 episodes a week. We've been doing 3 episodes a week since then. We wanted to keep a sense of community going with everybody, letting people know what's there. But we wouldn't be doing this show if it wasn't for COVID-19. So this is the part of the show that I let you know. The COVID numbers in Allegheny County are 250 today. Better than a couple weeks ago, but still we got to go down. But it's heading in the right direction. So we ask that if you can keep on, don't get cocky, put on a mask, keep social distancing, put on a mask. Sometimes wear 2 if you can. That's what's being recommended. That's how we're going to beat this thing. The vaccines are coming. And they're coming slowly, but they're coming. So in the meantime, we can handle this and put the masks on. Jean-Claude Van Damme would wear a mask if he was here with me. And he wouldn't be here with me. He'd be like, 6 to 10 feet away. He'd probably be outside doing a split. But anyway, that said, we're happy to be back here. This is kind of like every time we hit a round number at something, I'm like, damn, 50 weeks. That's a long time. But here we are. We've got a great show lined up for you tonight. Elisa from the Marketplace at Emerald Valley is going to be here with us tonight, talking everything from CSAs, talking about the different boxes they have here that I can actually tell you because I was able to sample one, and it was amazing. We'll be talking about that coming up. We might even bring up the old topic of the hairy pig thing that blew my mind that I didn't know was a thing because, I'm sheltered. So that, and we've got Natalie Bensavenga is going to be here doing a killer 5 minutes with. We know she's usually here on Fridays. It's not Friday, it is Wednesday, but we have a Pittsburgh Cares fundraiser takeover coming up on Friday. So we're moving things around. So that's the way it's going to be. Dave, Pete, how are we doing out there? You guys okay? All right,
Pete's doing good. Pete's looking good. He's doing good. He's feeling good. He's living life. He loves it. Okay, I love it too.
So here's what's exciting, right? The exciting thing is we might be on week 50, but it still feels like the first time. We're still working out the technical kinks here. It's crazy. It's essentially like everybody that's out there watching right now. You've been in a Zoom. Everybody's done a Zoom meeting, a Zoom chat, a Zoom coffee, whatever, right? So you know what's going to happen. Inevitably, you got to say you're muted. You're muted. You're muted. Well, that's happening tonight without the mute thing. It's more of a technical thing.
Risk mitigation. It's almost like we're like the NASA people that plan to land the space crane, but we keep crashing the crane into Mars.
Speaking of which, that thing, that rover on Mars was a pretty exciting thing last week. We didn't even get to talk about it.
Love it.
That was amazing. Thank you for tipping me off that it was happening. That was drama. I mean, that was the real thing. That was like watching the...
Wasn't it hot?
the 18th hole at the Masters. That was the Super Bowl. Those guys putting it down, and then to see those guys like cheering when it happened, it was kind of like they could barely get their arms up, because they've been like, panic stricken like that. Dave, did you have any feelings when that happened?
Well, did you see the parachute that they encoded a secret message on the parachute? Did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah, the parachute, when they did the crane maneuver, they had this fancy looking parachute, and everybody was like, well, that looks interesting. What's going on there? And it had a secret code, and the message was, dare to be stupid.
Wow.
That's right. Transformers nerd humor. Those guys are amazing.
Wow. That's pretty, yeah, all right. That's cool. I just noticed, I saw something today that was, if you pay like a shitload of money, you can get your name brought up to Mars. They'll like put it down and like they'll leave it there. Like you could be some Mars garbage. Your name could be put on something that goes up the next time, and then they can, have it be there in Mars, on Mars. I don't know if you'd want to do that. Would you want to do that?
You
Probably
bet.
not. Nah, okay. Thank you. Well, anyway, that said, we normally would do like an in-show poll tonight, and we might surprise you with one. It might be happening. Okay, the in-show poll might be coming once we get the show rolling, and maybe it has something to do with the Mars rover. But if you got an idea for another one, yeah, let it roll. So as you can tell, I'm just stalling a little bit here, working out the kinks. But I want to give a shout out to Engine House 25 Winery, who's actually sponsoring our in-show poll tonight when we come up with one. Engine House 25 Winery. If you go to eh25.com, you're going to get some of the best wine you're going to get anywhere in the world. And it's made right here in Pittsburgh. The grapes are not from Pennsylvania. The grapes are not from Pittsburgh.
Thank God.
I'm just gonna say you're not gonna like. It's not like the wine grape growing area here right now. You can get some like Smucker's Jam grapes, and maybe you can get some good wine somewhere. But I'm saying the grapes come in refrigerated box trucks. They're all hand selected and they're made. They got some killer merch. Go to eh25.com. If you tell them that Alone Together Pittsburgh sent you, you get $5 off per bottle. They can do anything. They're doing free delivery in the 412 during the pandemic, and they're also doing curbside if that's what your thing is. I think their tasting room might be open, extraordinarily limited, but you can find all that out at eh25.com. Tell them we sent you, get $5 off per bottle. All right. So that said, I think we should get the show rolling and get into it. So it's a special Wednesday installment of 5 Minutes with the one and only Natalie Bensavenga. Let's see who she talks to this week.
Hey everybody, I'm Natalie Bensavenga, host of 5 Minutes With. And this week I am so excited to have two very special guests with me. Tom Baker. Hey Tom.
Hi Natalie, good to see you.
Good to see you too. And Erica Cochran. They are both with North Hills Community Outreach. Tom is the executive director, the new executive director, and Erica is the director of development and communication. So thank you both so much for being here with me.
Thank you, Natalie, and thank you. And congratulations on 40 Under 40. I know it's been a good few months for you as well. So congratulations. Very well deserved. Very, very well deserved.
Sweet. Thanks, Tom. But let's talk a little bit about the work that you're doing up in the North Hills. Can you tell us a little bit about this organization and the great work being done there? And congratulations, obviously, for your new role as well.
Thank you. Yeah, as we're recording this, it's the 3-month anniversary of me being here as our executive director. But I will say I've been involved with NHCO for a decade plus, and we are a large social services agency that serves families and clients that are facing hardship, poverty, and crisis. We do that in a lot of different ways, and the organization's been around now for 33 years, and we serve 40 zip codes and 50 communities throughout northern Allegheny County. So even neighborhoods or communities that might not think that they fall into NHCO's sphere of influence, we're able to make a big difference here throughout the region. We've got a staff of 28 people that are true difference makers, and over 1,500 volunteers that get involved with NHCO per year. All in all, 3,000 plus clients receive over 30,000 services in any given year via NHCO.
Wow. And before you stepped into this role formally, you have been involved with this organization for a long time. And Erica, I know that you're very involved and passionate about the work here as well. Can you talk a little bit, both of you, about your commitment? And Erica, I'll start with you.
Sure. Yeah. So I worked here for almost 6 years. I started as the food pantry coordinator here, so I got to meet clients face to face as they were coming to us for help, which I think was really, really important, and understand the impact of our services here. Like Tom said, we address poverty, crisis, and hardship. And the thing that really drives me to that mission is the crisis part of it. The fact that the people that come to us have been affected in so many different ways. There is no one look of a client. There is no one cookie cutter situation. Everyone is affected by something in their life, no matter what your socioeconomic status is. And I think it's really important to be in this community and be here for support for people who might not ever think that they would ever need us.
No, and I think that's an excellent point. And Tom, with your history of working in the nonprofit realm, what drew you to this organization in particular?
So I really enjoyed my 6 years on the board. I was on the board of directors from 2010 to 2015. And Erica and the team here were always nice enough to have me back as a volunteer and emceeing events, and Run for the Hills, our annual marathon team. We do kettlebells every year with Salvation Army that helps raise money for NHCO. So it's just been really fun for the decade plus to be involved with NHCO. Stepping into this role has been incredible. The holidays were among the most inspiring time of my life, honestly, I've ever seen. The way that people stepped up. We run at least 6 food pantries per month. So people coming for food during the pantries, but also in November, we had Towet, Thanksgiving on every table, where people would come, our clients would come for the food pantry, but would also get $25 towards turkey or turkey substitute and all of the goodings and the stuffings, everything they needed for their Thanksgiving dinner. Also the chance to, I got to deliver food on Thanksgiving Day, which was pretty amazing. And then December was incredible here at NHCO. We had 333 families get all of their, or most of their holiday and Christmas toys through NHCO, through our holiday toy shop. Vicky from our team did a remarkable job with that. And over 800 kids got their toys through NHCO. And I got to don the Santa hat one day and help give out the toys. It was so much fun. But everyone that was kind enough to give those gifts, to donate to NHCO, to then help and support the families was incredible. Folks didn't wrap the gifts ahead of time. That way the families can wrap the gifts and give the gifts to their kids and to their grandkids for the holidays. So it was just incredible. Honestly, I can oversee the food pantry that Erica used to manage. And every day you just see some of the most kind-hearted, generous people come in and out of NHCO. It's really, really remarkable.
Yeah, it sounds incredible. Just the giving and the receiving on both ends, that connection, that human connection that we really need. And Erica, speaking a little bit more about the food pantry and a lot of the programs that you have going, how have you seen things change since the onset of COVID and the economic fallout from the pandemic?
Yeah, so from a program standpoint, things look drastically different than they did for us last year. No in-person meeting. So that has really changed the way we've done things as a whole. Our food pantry, for example, they have changed to drive-through and walk-through pantries so that the clients do not have to come into the building, which is great. We're able to serve more people effectively and efficiently. We're minimizing contact. It's keeping everybody safe, but still making sure that food gets into the hands of the people that need it. The downside of that is we are losing that human interaction. We're not able to have those conversations and connect with the people that come here and just make them feel better about being here, and also maybe uncover or unravel some other situations that we might be able to help with some of our other programs. So there's been pros, there's been cons. We've definitely had to get a little creative with the way we're doing things, but we are committed to continue our services the way that they normally go and to make sure that people are still receiving the services that they need.
Yeah, and that makes sense. And I think the key there is that idea of adapting and being resilient to these situations and working with whomever needs support. And speaking of who needs support, Tom, in your opinion, what are some of sort of the preconceived ideas that people might have in terms of who's utilizing services or why services are being needed right now? And how can we reduce stigma around that?
Right. I mean, the one thing that we want families to know across the region is that we're here for you. We want to work with you. We want to support you. The food pantry sometimes can be a conduit to a conversation, right? It's like connecting with folks, and it's not just a food pantry. We run 20 programs and services through NHCO. So, and that's the nice thing too. You don't have to re-explain your story to 6 different places. We can help you in a number of ways: transportation, educational assistance. We help with electric bills. I will say over the holidays as well too, if 208 of the families and clients that came through in December filled out an application for sharing winter warmth, they will all get $100 towards their utilities and bills to keep their houses and their apartments warm this holiday season. So we're here for you. We want to support you. Please get to know us. I think that's one thing that's so helpful, Natalie. You have an incredible sphere of just kind people that follow you and support you. If any of them would ever want to get involved with NHCO, we're happy to have them. And I will say two things, and this is true. If you're in need of a little bit of help, a little bit of assistance, which just about everyone is one or two things away, and we've learned that through COVID, please keep us in mind. We're here to help and support you. We've had now 500 families that we didn't know before 2020 get involved with NHCO and receive services. So we're here for you if you're underemployed, unemployed. We actually added a staff member named Stephanie. She specifically works with families that are dealing with COVID issues, underemployment and unemployment because of it. So we're here to support you. And then on the other side, if you want to volunteer, if you want to make a difference, let's talk. We have 20 programs and services. We have an amazing garden in Bellevue that makes thousands of pounds of fresh produce every year that we then get out to the pantries via Alyssa, then to Kelly and the team. So we're here to get you involved. Erica and I are starting, and I know it's something that you and I are both very passionate about, Natalie, which is getting young leaders involved in the community. Erica and Alyssa and I are starting a young community leaders board at YCLB. So if there's any young professionals watching this that would want to maybe serve in that inaugural board, we would love to talk to them about that as well.
Oh, I have a few names. I will definitely be connected. Don't worry.
Please send them our way. That's great.
I will. Well, as we wrap this 5 minutes up, because I could definitely talk to you both about this for hours, and it's so wonderful to connect to you. Tom, you already started saying it a little bit about your hopes and your wishes for the new year and getting young people involved. So Erica, I'll direct this final question to you. What are your hopes for the organization and for the country as a whole as we move into 2021?
Obviously, my hope is that the numbers of people we serve do not continue to rise. However, that everyone knows about our services, there's awareness, so that if the need is there, people know that we are here also.
Mm-hmm. That's wonderful. Well, I appreciate both of you so much and the incredible work that you're doing to support equity in our communities. Thank you both for spending a little bit more than 5 minutes.
Thanks, Natalie. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right. Another great 5 minutes.
Well, I don't know if you knew about that organization, but I really didn't know much about them. And the reason I brought up that question about stigma is I just think when we think of the North Hills, we don't necessarily think maybe of there being a need as much as there might be in different parts of our community. And so I think it's really important that we just take note that every community has been hit by this. There is a need in every community, and we need to support every community in the city. And I love Tom so much. So I was just really excited to see him take the reins for that organization and get at the front of it.
It's a fantastic organization. It's so necessary. I mean, it just came up a beautiful and critical organization, said Maureen Wildman. But yeah, it's I mean, you kind of hit the nail on the head. You don't think about it when you hear the North Hills, right?
Right.
You don't think about it when you hear certain areas, but this thing has hit everywhere harder than anything.
I mean, the fact that they hired an extra employee or a new employee just to handle COVID-related issues tied to unemployment, underemployment, the food bank. I mean, it really just reminds you that the need is everywhere and that we are not out of the woods. I filmed this like maybe 3 weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
And, even now, I don't feel like I feel like you could have filmed this yesterday and it wouldn't have really changed the messaging in terms of we're still in it very much.
I think, I don't know if it's the same with you. I assume that it's the same with everybody, but with me, I go on a million Zoom chats, calls with like large groups of people, from like 50 people to 10 people, national, locally, all about basically theater and the arts and how to get things rolling again. And literally we meet once a month, every one of these things, and it could have been January, it could have been May.
Yep.
It's literally the same thing. It's just, and everyone's just kind of kicking the can. Like in May, it was like, well, we're definitely going to do it in the winter. We'll be back by December for sure. And then December was like, 2022 is looking like something.
Right.
So now it's
I know. And it's like, it's alarming when you're just hearing that so many people are experiencing food insecurity in particular, just knowing how much food is wasted all around us every day. So to see organizations like this, I didn't know they had a garden in Bellevue, that they're producing all this amazing produce for their pantries. I was really inspired, and I've known Tom a really long time. He was one of the very first people that ever asked me to MC an event when I started at the Scene column. And so we've known each other now almost 7 years. And just to see how his trajectory and the great things he's done in the community, it didn't surprise me that he wanted to play Santa. That's just so him. He's just a nice person. And it's just cool to see the work that they're doing.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I'm glad they're out there. And now I'm glad they're on my radar now too. So that's amazing. And thank God they're doing it.
Yeah, same. I agree.
So to shift gears a little bit, if it's your first time watching the show, Natalie's also a nationally syndicated advice columnist.
It's true.
And this is the part where we talk, usually on Fridays, and everyone's kind of getting kind of loose for the weekend, even though nobody's really working a 9 to 5 anyway.
Right.
But this is where we dip in and find out a couple of the choice questions that Natalie may have gotten asked.
Yeah.
So what'd you get?
So I have an interesting question for you tonight. So this one is pretty timely because it has to do with Texas. And a husband and wife are at odds because they both work outside the home, but he's the breadwinner. And she has been donating to these Texas relief funds to help the people in Texas. And he saw it on their credit card and he got really mad about it. And he said that these people should fend for themselves and he doesn't believe in this type of, giving. And they got into a big fight about it. And so she emailed me and she basically was asking, like, I love my husband, but I think it's ridiculous that we're fighting over the idea that I want to give money to a food bank or wherever in Texas. Like, what do I do to keep the peace and also still support caring about other people? So
we are a divided people right now.
Oh yeah.
And on it, there's definitely a division here and a knee-jerk rage to something. Yes. And I don't want to get into the political elements of it and all that stuff, but how much money was she giving?
She said that it was a few $100s here and there and that they can afford it.
A few $100s here and there and they can afford it.
Here and there and they can afford it. That's what she said. And it was interesting seeing. So of course, I give my response and then I can't, I was like,
$20, I might be a little pissed, but no.
Yeah. No, it's a few $100s here or there. But to some people that is $20, right? Like it just depends on what we're talking about.
And to the people who need it, it's thousands
like
of dollars,
life affirming, right?
Yeah. Or more.
So, I can't help myself. So of course I'm reading people's comments and there were a lot of them on this question. Comments. Why do I do this? First of all, like I shouldn't be allowed to read my own comments, but I was reading them and people were just like coming for her because she isn't the breadwinner. And so she shouldn't really have much of a say in, even though she works too. So there was like a whole other level to this in the comments.
I do not envy your job. I do not envy this thing because of this right here. Because this is a whole other show that we can devote to everything like that you've touched on here. This is like a 3-part miniseries.
And it's hard because after just watching a segment like we just did, right, where we're talking about people, we're talking about people's lives, right, and obviously the situation in Texas is not the same as what the North Hills Community Outreach Program is doing, but it's the same concepts, giving to those who are in need. And so my response was, you make money, you're not the breadwinner, but you have a job, so get yourself your own credit card that's just in your name and just use your money to give these donations, because he can't say as much if he doesn't see the bill. And so people, they kind of liked that, but they kind of didn't. They just didn't feel like she should have any say in this.
But that's the same thing. It's.
I don't know. I agree with you. It's all going to the same place, but it was a very bizarre question. And I think the underlying issue that she was having a problem with, because she was kind of alluding to it, is that she kind of lost respect for him for reacting the way that he did. And so it was really like, how do I keep the peace in my house and also still get to support, those in need? Because how do you respect somebody that says like everybody should fend for themselves? I mean, it's a hard one for me personally.
That's a deep thing. I think the more pressing thing would be, it's my money, not your money. You shouldn't be spending it.
Right.
That's another topic.
That's another topic. I know.
Like the fact that you're, cold-hearted and these people want to fend for themselves. And I can see somebody having that philosophy, especially when it's we're going to do it on our own state and we're going to be on our own electrical grid.
Right.
And,
and that works out well.
if you were going to secede every time there's a Democrat that in the White House, like they're just going to get out of here. Don't tax me and all that stuff. So I get like that, but there's families, there's kids, there's lots of stuff. It's not just like guys in a supercharged F-150.
Right, exactly.
But
anyway. those are always the people that get lost in the shuffle here,
Right. Okay.
So and that was kind of an interesting question. So that was a good one for this.
That was a doozy. All right, I like it. All right, well, okay. I'll be thinking about that. That's literally that's a 4-part question.
I know there's a lot going on there, and it was just when I read the comments, I was like, you got to be kidding me. Yes, and I agree, Ellen. These are like, this is difference in values. This is a difference in values. And I remember this one therapist I knew a long time ago, she said to me, it's not enough to love each other. You have to have the same vision of the future. And I thought that was a really insightful thing when it comes down to like, will you sort of make it, if you're in a couple, and what does it take? Is love sometimes not enough, not to be cheesy, but I do agree that values, you don't have to agree on everything, but sometimes values, do make or break a marriage. So
all right, something to think about, everybody at home there. As when everyone's pretty much, when you're not going out anymore and everybody's and you're married, you're locked indoors with your spouse or partner.
It's been interesting.
All right, Natalie. Well, thank you so much for another great 5 minutes and it's always great to have you on the show. I cannot wait to have you next week on Friday when we're back to regularly scheduled programming.
Little teaser: I'm going to have a guest from Texas on next week's show.
Oh gosh! Is it George W. Bush?
I wish.
All right.
It'd be so much fun for me.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right, I will see you later. I was going to say Nolan Ryan, but W came out instead. All right.
It's even better.
All right. Thank you very much. They want to know in the booth if it's Ted Cruz.
No. He'll be on vacation or something.
He'll be in Cancun. All right. So take it easy, Natalie. Thank you so much. We will see you. We will see you soon.
Sounds good.
All right. All right. That was 5 minutes with Natalie Bencivenga. So we're going to move on here to our next topic here in a sec. Nat's still on camera.
Still here.
That's okay. We would. Good. Our viewership goes up when your face is on the screen.
It's a good thing I didn't get up.
That's good. All right. Dave, what's happening?
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a jag off.
We have an in-show poll.
Nobody go anywhere. We got an in-show poll right now, everyone. Live on your Facebook screen, ladies and gentlemen, happening now.
Oh my God.
We are having a little jag off. You ready for this?
I'm ready.
Why not?
It is a Mars Stars. That's right, Mars Stars. This is for you nerds out there, you geekazoids, you chicken-eating geek men, you Transformers loving brave Care Bears bouncing everywhere here and there. Do you care? The Care Bears care about space. Space is the race place for me, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight's Jag-Off is the Mars-Off. We have Perseverance, the rover, versus Ingenuity, the helicopter. That's right. Pick between your two favorite children. One you have to let go and let them drop off into the cliff, into the unknown, into the void of space. It's Mars Stars happening now, Facebook people. Screw you, podcasters.
What it must be like to be in his brain.
You don't want to go there. You don't want to know.
That was amazing and terrifying at the same time.
That would be it.
It always just comes out of nowhere. You're like talking to
I love it.
Anyway, get your vote on there. Anybody that's on Facebook,
Yes.
if you're listening to the podcast only version tomorrow, you won't be able to do that. And if you're on Twitch watching us right now, because we are on Twitch now as well as the YouTubes. Oh wow, we've got the votes are really coming in.
I vote for the rover myself.
Okay, all right. So we got
Nerds.
nerds.
Yeah.
Nerds.
Ogre. All right. Sounds good to me. All right, so we are on that there. Okay, are we ready? Are we ready to make a move? Are we ready to make a move? Natalie, thank you for staying with us. We got your vote on that.
Oh my gosh, I know. Bye.
What? Oh, bye, Natalie. Natalie had to go. All right, so moving along to the next to our next segment here on the show, it's gonna be a doozy. We're going for it here. We're making it happen. This is brought to you by Farm to Table. If you go to their website, farmtotablepa.com, keeping it real, keeping it local, they have a segment here every Wednesday night. So please be sure to check out that website. You can find out everything you need from in buying fresh, buying local, from farmers markets to CSAs and everything in between. So check them out. Keep it fresh, keep it local, keep it real. Now, our next guest is coming on here. There she is right now, Alyssa from the marketplace at Emerald Valley. She's been back on before. We have a lot of stuff to go through. We're having some technical difficulties and issues here, so we're doing something different here on the show. It's week 50, episode 151. We're going to try something new. Okay, so Alyssa, can you hear me?
I can hear you, and I actually changed rooms, and it made it a little bit better, like on the computer, but so we're going to still do the phone too, right?
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Let's do that as the backup. This is it. Yeah. So we're doing things right now. There's a bandwidth issue. There's something, StreamYard gobbles up a lot of stuff. So we're going to have on a phone, there might be a delay, but here's what's going on. How are you? Welcome back.
Thank you. I was good until this all started, and then it made me again want to say bad words.
Well, that's okay. Just take a deep breath, because we're here. We're talking. We got a lot to cover. But before we get in to the big stuff here, there's something we talked about the last time you were here that kind of blew my mind. All right, and that was these hairy pigs. Okay.
Yeah.
You would see.
They were amazing.
I was my mind was blown. I didn't know anything about it, and we actually have a little video that we're going to run here to give everyone at home a little taste of the hairy pigs. And it's not.
Welcome to Birch Creek Farmery, and we're like super excited because we started with the cutest thing in the whole wide world with this. This is Teddy, and Teddy is holding, that is just all kind of cute right there. That is just
10-day-old piglet.
They get excited. Look at you, 10 days old. And this is what type of pig?
This is a Berkshire Hampshire cross.
Berkshire Hampshire cross. And they grow fast.
They go really fast.
Like
when this thing was born, it was maybe the size of my hand. So in 10 days.
That's how much it grew. Look
and how big are these ones? How old are these ones?
These guys are about 8 weeks old.
So you see how fast they grow.
They are deceivingly heavy. They probably weigh 35 to 40 pounds, those ones in there.
Look how wonderful. We're going to go outside and we're going to meet some of the other residents here at Birch Creek Farmery, so stay tuned. Okay, so now we've come up the path a little bit
not
into
a pig.
The pasture, and it's just breathtakingly beautiful. And we thought we'd stop and just have a little conversation with our friend Giacomo. Is that right? Mm-hmm. Am I saying that right? So this is purebred Piedmontese. Mm-hmm. And that is an Italian breed, right?
From the Piedmont region, yep.
From the Piedmont region of Italy. Okay, this is the business end right here. Look at the business end right here. Well, there's more business too, because he's a breeder, okay? But you know what I'm talking about, folks. So
this is a family show, Elisa, just so you know.
This is
a family show. I don't know that we have to come in here and and X this out. Amazing. So we got the hairy pigs. We got the breeding cows. We're going to go back to, we're going to check in on them in a little bit. Can you still hear me?
I can now. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to want to go into the hairy pigs before, but like, how big do the hairy pigs really get, and are they like suitable for like household pets?
Yeah, I don't know that I'd be doing the whole household pet thing with them, just because not really sure like that they're gonna like housebreak, and that could just get a little like messy and not fun. But
okay.
They can get big. The ones we saw some of them were on the younger side, so they weren't, they weren't all that big. But they like those pigs can get like serious big. Like we're talking, like 600 to 800 pounds, kind of big.
Oh,
that's a lot
all
of
right.
pig.
That's definitely even you would want to have that housebroken.
Yeah, you're gonna need a big diaper on that one, dude. I mean, like that's just not gonna be okay. And the thing about pigs is like they're wonderful, except they're very destructive. Like they like to root at like the base of the wall, and so they literally like can collapse a building. They can. They got it going on that way. So. Okay,
so all right, so case in point, do not bring the pigs into your home. They look cute. I guess past 2 weeks. I guess you would not want them in your house past 2 weeks.
Yeah, like you might get a few more, like you might get a little more than 2 weeks out of them, but like in your house before they
you might get a lot more than 2 weeks out of them. You might get a lot out of them.
Yeah, right, exactly. Well, they were wonderful though. Like they were us, and they wanted, like they wanted our full and undivided attention, and they would lean on us and like
smart animals though.
Them. Okay. They were all about the like, they were very, very needy, emotionally very needy.
All right. So, okay. So I guess it's fitting when people call me a pig, and then they'll know
Exactly.
that's me in a
It's
nutshell.
okay. It's really okay.
Okay. So shifting gears, right, from these cute little hairy pigs, I want to talk about your CSAs.
Yeah.
So tell me what's going on with those.
Well, the winter CSA is up and running. We do have a couple of subscriptions left for people who want to still jump on. We're 4 weeks in. We're in our 4th week, and like our CSA is like really kind of like everything we do is a little bit like weird because we like to get super creative with it. So our CSAs are like think local meets HelloFresh. So we're doing some amazing fresh greens from that's being hydroponically grown in the pods, and there's a YouTube video for that. That's happening over at the farm, which is part of the greater Washington County Food Bank. So Super Genius Grant Johnson is over there and growing like, in January, February, these amazing like red romaine and selenovas, and these are all great winter greens that make fabulous salads. Microgreens, really super tender and tasty, just like they are in the spring when you first start getting them. They're soft and they're delicious and they're wonderful. So we're pairing that up with other wonderful produce, like from Sorgles, we got some great apples. We've got potatoes and onions, and then we always do like a little like recipe thing. So like last week we did fresh pasta from Fede, and we put it with our sun-dried tomato fromage blanc, and then there's like, if you're a CSA member, you're like a VIP. So you get a code that gets you access to our online recipe box. And so that's where you go and you get your quick little recipe, because if everybody's in a hurry these days. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean that you should eat like crappy prepared, like, preservative filled or, foods that are not healthy for you. You can still have fresh foods and put it together in a hurry. It doesn't have to be complicated just because it's fresh.
Well, that's amazing. And people can pick and choose some things here, and you're getting things from multiple farms.
Yes, absolutely. So the CSA is different in that capacity because we're not limited to just what one farm is doing. So we found some carrots from our friends up in the Laurel Highlands. There's a group of Amish growers up there, and they had some great Kind of like a baby carrot that they had harvested at the very end of the season, and they kept it in the root cellar, so they're like just like fresh. They're tender and delicious. So we have things like that. And before long, some of the other farms that we work with will also that grow in like heated greenhouses. By March and late March to early April, there'll be other greens coming in, like Bib lettuces and stuff like that. And then by April, we'll have tomatoes, and those will come from the heated greenhouses as well. So for the people who are in the CSA, they're really going to get a jump start on all of that stuff.
It's amazing. All right, now to change a little bit, also I'm dying to talk to you about the March local lifestyle box, because I was able to sample this local lifestyle box.
Something. Yeah, how was it?
It was not just a little something; it was a big something. Dave, bring up the picture. That this is from the March local lifestyle box. But one of the other pictures here, I was not expecting. Everything was amazing, and I want to talk to you. I know we don't have time. The milk that you had talked about the last time you were on the show that I had never had before, you were right. Yeah. Okay. It is different. It is a change. It's a game changer.
It is.
Right.
It is. Yeah.
And my daughter went crazy for the chocolate milk.
Yeah, it's amazing. So that's Twinbrook. That's a cream line or cream top milk, whatever you want to call it. That means it has been pasteurized, but it has not been homogenized. So homogenization is that process where they break up the fat globules and they distribute it evenly through the milk so it never separates. You're getting to see it the way Mother Nature intended it. So when that, in the morning when you go reach for your bottle of milk, you better shake it up because you're going to have all the cream sitting at the top, right? So it just makes it phenomenal. It's really, really yummy.
Now the greens here. Tell me about the greens that were in the box there. What is that? The lettuce? What do you call that?
Yeah, well, if it had little jagged edges on it, like on the tips, that's the Selenova. So that's like a winter green that grows very well hydroponically. You may have also gotten some kale that also grows very well hydroponically inside in pods.
Wasn't the kale? Dave, pull up that other picture. There you go. The one's right there behiund the milk. I don't know if you can see it there with the thing in there.
They're not showing up for me. So
okay, great. Okay, great. So great. All I know is made a salad. They were the freshest greens I may have ever tasted.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
really
just
awesome.
sight unseen.
Yeah, they're really, really awesome. So, I mean, listen, these folks are really.
Mm-hmm. Hold on one sec here. I'm going to gonna go. We're going wild here. Hold on here. We're gonna go speakerphone. All right, keep talking. Can you hear me?
I can. I got you.
Okay, you're back on screen. Okay, great.
I'm back. Well, it keeps throwing me out. So I'm persona non grata. It keeps throwing me out. I have to keep getting back in.
Okay, great. Well, when that happens, I'm just gonna put you on the speakerphone here, and we'll just do this, looking at the goods here. Yeah. All right, so that was great. The honey was next level. Those little cake pops that were in there that were set for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, those are Bailey's infused cake pops. So of course, the lifestyle box is just like a monthly combination box, and we make each month different than the month before. We just got done with Valentine's Day. So those have a lot of romantic notes. This one obviously is coming out right in front of St. Patty's Day. So here we go. We're going to, channel our inner Irish. And we found some really amazing things. And those cake pops are coming from Megan Walsh at Nobby's Bakery in Scott Township. And she made those, especially the green ones with the little gold chips on the end, or like the pot of gold. That's what she called them, which I thought was awesome. And that's a Bailey's infused cake pop, and it's just a ton of fun. And what you didn't get, but what will be out in the box when it comes, is she's also going to bake an Irish brown bread.
Oh.
And that is authentic Irish. So that is like, if you went to Ireland, you're going to get Irish brown bread. You're not going to get probably soda bread, which is the American version of what the Irish eat. kind of like what Olive Garden did to us Italians. You know what I mean? It's not exactly authentic. It's our
but
version
all you can eat
of
breast
that.
ribs. Okay, so the Tomahawk teriyaki sticks.
Yeah, how about those?
Okay, those are wild. All right, those were the first thing out of the box that got opened
Yeah.
in my house. So we jumped
Yeah.
into these. I think there's another picture that Dave's going to bring up here in a second here. But tell me about those.
What is about the Tomahawk, the teriyaki sticks?
Yeah.
Okay, so that comes from Toma Meat Market up in Saxonburg. Those guys just are crazy good at what they do. And so all the beef sticks, you got the teriyaki, but there's cheese and there's smokies and there's creepers and there's hot. They're just that's just a whole ton of fun. And they make ring bologna in a bunch of different flavors, and their smoked kielbasa is amazing. Their hot dogs are fabulous. And, like their lunch meats are just really phenomenal because they're not processed, they're not like mass manufactured. They're kind of crafted. And so everything I've gotten from them has just been like a superior quality. Like I'm so thrilled with them. We have a lot of repeat visits on that. And so, yeah, they're fun.
And there's amazing cheeses in there. And like a question for you on the beef stew. I mean, this is like literally this is everything that you could possibly want here in this box. Yes. The question for you though is, can people like you said, there's different flavors of those teriyaki meat sticks. Can people pick and choose what goes in their lifestyle box, or is this just
the lifestyle box?
Okay.
That's the one thing that's curated solely by us, and they're usually themed.
Gotcha.
So like what we're picking and choosing and putting in there are kind of like connected to a theme. You got a hybrid version of the box, because some of the things that will be in the actual box won't be ready and available until that week. Like we're going to do like an entire Reuben kit in that box.
Oh wow.
And we didn't have the Reuben kit to give to you.
No, but that's fine.
But we're probably going to make sure you get a Reuben kit, because we're talking about it. I'm going to get you all psyched up about it, so you probably should get the taste.
Well, I'll be talking about it on the show if you send. I mean, if you send it, I'm just saying you have to. But
I'm going to send it to you. But that's our good friends at Mediterra with some awesome rye bread. Okay.
Oh, the bread is incredible.
And the corned beef is going to come from our friends up at Toma, and it's bomb. And then the sauerkraut is going to come from our friend Menno Yoder up at Sunny Slope Farm, which I met through Erin Hart. Hi, Erin. I know you're there somewhere. Thank you, because Erin's always the reason why we're here, and we love her and what Farm to Table does to support us. And so Menno they're up in the Laurel Highlands. So we make a trip up to the mountain, and we got some product from them, and there's your sandwich. And we're going to make the Thousand Island dressing. It's going to be made in-house, and the cheese that's going to go on there is from God's Country Creamery, which is about 4.5 hours away from here. They're in the upper north central part of the state. They are in Pennsylvania, and we're going to use their rye Havarti.
Oh, nice. This is what's amazing though, to people watching at home. Elisa's talking about all these different things are coming from all these farms, locally sourced, all around our area, and they're putting them together for you to with your CSAs. You can pick and choose. You can go to the marketplace at Emerald Valley and buy and choose what you want, and they'll deliver it to you. All right, and they go pretty far. As far as the delivery goes, and in addition to that, hold on one second. I'm going to put you on you're back. Okay, so yeah, they travel and they go very far with that, but also with the lifestyle boxes, if you don't feel like putting it all together yourself, they'll do it for you, and it'll be curated for you, and then they send it to you. And it's keeping like basically this entire farm community going, not just one specific farm, which is kind of what's amazing.
We're like at 61. We have 61 small farms and producers as of today, whose products are sold through the marketplace. So that's a pretty big. That's a nice group. I mean, a very elite group. They're doing a fabulous job. They're great artisans in their own right, and we're privileged, and honored to work with them. So, we're excited to do what we're doing.
So here's a question that's on the website, and it's about libations.
Mm-hmm.
Now what does that mean? I would like to add purchase libations. Please contact me if you click that little thing there.
We have 3 in-house wineries and 2 in-house distilleries right now. So if you were to come to my shop, you could purchase anything from moonshine to a very well-made wine. and fruited liqueurs, limoncellos, any, vodkas, things like that. So the
Limoncello. Are they on the website?
Yeah, it's good. Yes, it is. It's on the libation page, and if you go on the libation page, you will see on our website, on our virtual farm stand, you'll see our libation partners tab, and it will show, you will be able to see every single variety of wine from the 3 wineries and everything that the 2 distilleries offer. The limoncello is from Red Pump Spirits, and it's phenomenal. It's awesome. Really good. But the way that this works with the LCB in Pennsylvania is every one of those has to be run. The transaction cannot run through my register. Gotcha. So I can't sell it to you online, but I can take your order and I can take your payment over the phone, and then it can be included in your order. Okay, so you can still get it.
That's amazing.
So we got some great rye, Rebellion rye whiskey from Red Pump Spirits, which would be my recommendation for the Irish box. That would be where I would go. I would go with the Rebellion rye from Red Pump.
I will be doing that. This is amazing. Yeah. All right, so this is great. So it's just like every time you're on, I find out something new. And it's great. So that's great. So do you have anything else new coming up before we say goodbye and I start telling more people to buy this stuff?
Yeah. So we have we're doing a winter market series, and our first market is going to be the first Saturday in March. That'll be March the 6th from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. We have 32 vendors in attendance. It is an outside market, but it's undercover. And it will be located in the parking lot next to our shop at 145 South Main Street in Washington, PA. So we encourage everybody to come down. Diversity is absolutely, first and foremost amongst all of these producers. The quality is outstanding. There'll be two wineries and a distillery there. We will have the perched pony on site, which means you will be able to get cocktails from this incredibly awesome bar/horse trailer. It's really just something that you have to see. So the Nobby's Bakery will be there. PG's Sweet Treats will be there with the rustic artisan ho-ho cake.
You
had me at ho-ho cake.
The ho-ho cake is coming in tomorrow, folks. I am just going to put the speakerphone.
About the same time as the take and bake cinnamon rolls from NATB.
Oh, cinnamon rolls will be there as well.
Smell like, a bake shop, and they are addictive.
I can imagine that they're addictive. Well, Elisa, thank you so much for putting up with our technical problems on our end here.
Thank you guys for helping me out. I think we're going to have to figure this out before next time.
I promise you we will figure it out. We will get the tech rolling before 5 minutes before you go on, I promise.
Okay, that's outstanding. Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much, and good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Take it easy.
Bye.
Bye. All right, so we figured it out, folks. Okay, we got it going. Remember, this segment was brought to you by Farm to Table. And keep it fresh, keep it local. Go to farmtotablepa.com for doing that. And if you want to find everything else, go to the marketplace. We got the links are up here for everything. It's you'll see on the screen there. Yes, she does. Elisa does inspire, and everything that's going on there, fantastic. I will tell you, Dave, put some more of those pictures that I took on there, because I'm telling you, this was a fine box to get here, the farm box. It's pretty much all gone right now, and it's only been here for a couple of days. The bread from Mediterra was amazing. Okay, so we got to put the teriyaki meat stick on there. Okay, just that. Okay, it was big. There was a whole package of those. It was a package. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Before we end the show, Dave, what's going on with Oh, there you go. There's the picture. I mean, there were potatoes in the box. There was like basically everything that you need. There was beef stew in the box. There was locally sourced honey. There was olive oil with a dipping sauce to dip it in. Three different kinds of cheese. A hot cocoa bomb was in there. Crackers. All this stuff locally sourced. You definitely need to check this thing out. If you're getting ready for St. Patty's Day, this is the box for you.
Did you dip the sticks into the chocolate milk?
The teriyaki, the meat.
That's right. A little bit of salty, a little bit of sweet. You know what I mean? Like French fries in a what do they call that at Wendy's?
Wendy's freezer, like
frozo. What's that thing called?
Frosty.
Frosty.
A frosty. Yeah, man.
A little salt, a little sweet.
I did not. But I probably should have asked about the Bailey's thing before I gave it to my daughter. But you
Yikes.
know what? Whatever. She had a good time. She's Irish. She can get used to it. When I was her age, man, I was putting back 6-packs like Pete after he builds a deck. But anyway, like look at those greens there. Like the roots still on. They were so fresh. It was just amazing. Those didn't last. But anyway,
did you get any vegetables other than the
everything that was in that picture?
But vegetables specifically, what did you get vegetable wise?
Everything's in that picture.
All right.
Well, I mean, a potato's a vegetable.
Yeah.
So there's potatoes. There was the greens. There was the I don't know the names of these things, Pete, off the top of my head, but
frisee. It looks kind of like a frisee.
There's
maybe.
a frisee there.
Microgreens.
There's some microgreens over off to the side there.
I see is that cheese curds, man? The cheese.
Yes,
curds
those are cheese curds. Those are
every
cheese
day.
curds
Those
right
things
there.
are knockout.
Those were a killer. That's basically what it was, and you'll get more at home if you get in on the March lifestyle box than what's pictured in that picture, and it was a lot. So I highly recommend that, and I'm going to be frequenting that the marketplace a lot more. I mean, it's killer, and they deliver.
That's pretty sweet.
It's like a farmer's market online.
My mom sent me a care package, and it was dynamite.
Amazing. Did you take pictures?
I ate it before I could take pictures. That's the thing.
That's the issue. I mean,
it was like a Valentine's Day package. It was the best.
Oh, it's so good, man.
I was looking at it, and I wish I still ate meat and cheese because.
Are you seriously? Oh, well, anyway, to wrap things up here on our in-show poll, the rover, the Perseverance rover, I think the Perseverance rover got more hype because more people know what it is because of the last time than the Ingenuity helicopter.
I feel like because a lot of pictures are going to be coming in, I think, from the helicopter. Maybe the helicopter has yet to find its moment to shine.
Well, that microphone where you could hear like just the wind gust at one point was pretty amazing. I geeked out on just the audio of that.
You know what around the lingo around the NASA town, they call that, they say the farts of Mars is what they say.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
The farts of Mars. Because it's a sulfuric atmosphere. So the farts of Mars. The wind. Shh, quiet. You can hear the farts of Mars.
Well, glad you wrapped up the show with the farts of Mars, folks. And what was the thing that was like? Don't be afraid to be stupid.
Dare to be stupid is what
dare to be stupid. Okay.
Encoded in if you ran the code, figured out, cracked the code of the parachute. Pretty exciting.
Well, that's exciting, but not as exciting as the big show that we have for you tomorrow night. It is on tomorrow night. So we're going to have Dave Bracey is going to be coming back, right? Because we can't do Friday. So Dave's going to be doing local brews, right? But we also are going to have some other guests as well. Kate Romaine, obviously, because it's a regular Thursday spot. So you got to know that is what's going on. But we're doing our new segment, which we launched last week with Hal B. Klein, when we talked about the room temperature pizza, the deep dive into, look at that graphic. There's going to be music, I'm sure of it. But we've got two, there it is. But that was pizza. Tomorrow night, fish fries. We are doing the in-depth thing that you can think. The Post-Gazette.
Like fish fries, like fish sticks?
No, fish fries. Like it's Lent, Friday, fish fries. We talked about it a little bit last week. Are you asking questions because you weren't listening at our production meeting, or are you asking questions because you were just asking questions?
Well, I mean, it could be fish fries. Like, have you ever seen those before? Like the French fries made out of fish? Like,
yes, I've also seen hush puppies.
Those aren't fish. That's not fish, technically.
Wait, there's probably fish in everything at Long John Silver's, is all I'm saying. But
it all goes into the same fryer.
We've got experts. Jess Whittington is going to be here. The woman has been to more fish fries than anyone I know. She's traveled around. She's rated them. She's got a rating system. She's a professional. But even more so, Dan Giggler from the Post-Gazette is going to be here talking about this. The food writer from the PG is going to be here. We're going to go into the origins of when the fish fries came from, where they started. Was it in this state? You know what I mean? Was it in this county? Who knows? And are they a big thing everywhere else or just here? We're going to the origins, and we're going to go into all the fish fries. We're going to be talking about a lot about fish fries. It is a deep fried dive tomorrow into that. So it is going to be a big show. So catch on that. And then Friday is Pittsburgh Cares. So as we wind down episode 151, do you need to add anything, Pete or Dave? Very nice. Very nice. All right.
The farts of Mars.
The farts of Mars. All right. Well, I tell you what. I think we should wrap things up. And because it's week 50, we should probably roll our favorite clip just to send us off. We don't have to play it every night, but just to remind people that wearing a mask is good. Sally Wiggin can let you know.
When I walk out and there's someone without a mask and they come too close to me, I'm just racked with fear, and then I want to punch them in the face.
Well done. Well done, Pete. Well done.
Oh, we're all...
Keep on scratching.
So anyway, awesome. So anyway, we're ready. We're ready for another. I don't think. Hopefully, we don't have to go another 50 weeks, folks. Hopefully, we don't get to 200 episodes either. But you can make that happen by telling your friends, keep masking up, keep washing your hands, keep social distancing, stay home when you can, and take care of each other. This thing's been messing with everybody's heads. It's like every day you wake up in the morning, you see the news, you think it's good news, and then the afternoon it turns into not so good news, and then by night it's all bullshit. So we're in a flat circle here. So stick together. Be sure to check in on your friends that you haven't talked to in a while. Just check in, make sure they're doing okay. A lot of stuff's going on. Life's still happening. So thank you all for watching. Be safe. We'll be back tomorrow, 8 o'clock. Dave, send us home.
Is that what you mean, Patrick? I wasn't sure. I mean...
That's what I meant, Dave. I meant send us home. Roll credits. Roll. Unless you want to show the business end of that giant cow. There it is. There's the business end of that giant cow. Right on cue. All right, roll those credits. But you know, it is funny that every time you say jag off or a cow's butt, Pete's face comes on.
Week starting strong. Boom. Fire.
Doesn't get any better than this. Magic. Yeah, dickhead.